I'm Chas, and you're watching Chas's Crazy Creations.
We just finished a performance in Chicago, and now we're going to check out some of the sights. A great find, we stayed at the Ohio House Motel. It's a super cute little place that's very clean, right in the center of everything you want to go to. One great thing about this place is it has free parking, so we were able to drop off our car and all of our bags, and then we headed down to Navy Pier. Navy Pier spreads out into Lake Michigan. The World's Fair was hosted in Chicago many years ago, and it's where the first Ferris wheel was ever shown. This Ferris wheel here, you can ride and see all the sights from it. And additionally, on Navy Pier, you can see lighthouses, plenty of seagulls, lots of action, snacks, and there are tons of boat tours leaving from here. Anything from speedboats, sailboats, and just your typical pier cruise. It has quite a view of the city as you walk your way to and from. The Chicago River runs right through the city, and it leads itself to great boat tours, which you'll see more about that later, and just wonderful architecture. I also loved seeing the city trains above ground. You see those in tons of movies. We love movies, so we're always looking for movie sites along our walking tours, and this one happens to be a site in Blues Brothers. We headed over to the famous Sears Tower. It's now called the Willis Tower, but anyone in Chicago still calls it the Sears Tower. Inside, you can do a walking tour all the way through, which gives you a lot of historical facts. Then, you continue up several elevators to get to the top. I believe we hit 4 or 5 elevators just to get to the top. It was entertaining and educational on your way up to the top. Once you get to the top, you are in an enclosed floor. So that means no matter what the rain is or how cold it is, you will stay warm inside this building. 3 of the sides you can see easily just by looking out the windows. The last side has these glass windows that stick out of the building, and you can have a lot of fun with them. But you wait in a decent line to get your turn, and then you're only allowed 90 seconds in the windows to have your fun. If you'd like to re-queue after that, you can do that. We stayed up at sunset so that we could see everything during the daylight as well as the evening. Now, the lines here and the elevators here did take longer than we expected based on our experience in the Empire State Building. So keep that in mind and make sure to give yourself plenty of time if you are going up at sunset so that you can walk through the informational section as well as go up and see everything in the daylight. Wait your turn for the other experience up there to go out on that little extension, and then also be able to see everything at night. On our way back, we passed the Cadillac Palace. When we were walking back, we stumbled across this show that is being projected on this building. It is called Art at the Marts. It's on the Chicago Riverwalk. It takes 34 projectors to project this show onto the building. It happens nightly from 8:30 to 9 and was absolutely stunning to watch. The lights and the architecture are just stunning. Have you ever been to Chicago? What are some of your favorites? Let me know in the comments below. On our second day, we got up bright and early and we started on Michigan Avenue. Michigan Avenue hosts several awesome buildings, lots of movie sites, scenes, and a ton of shopping. You'll recognize several of the name stores along the way. While walking around, you just can't help but look up at all the amazing buildings and the cool architecture. We ran across these wings and had to have a little fun with those as well. This is the famous Wrigley Building, and we'll be getting another look at that later in the video. Also on the Chicago River, there are several tours being given by several companies every day. We went ahead and took one of these tours, and I'll be showing you that later. Next stop, the one and only Nutella Cafe. My kids love Nutella, so we had to make sure to stop here and get some delectable treats. You can have your name put on a bottle of your own Nutella, and we ordered a variety of things to try and shared several things, and all of which were absolutely amazing and delicious. This building you see in the distance is from the movie Adventures in Babysitting. We ventured into Millennium Park, and here you'll find the famous Bean, or Cloud Gate as it's really called. Hundreds of people are here to more every single day checking out this amazing sculpture, and you really do have to give it some time. because there is anything from just the mirror effect that it has that you can play around with to just all the different sides, aspects, and make sure to go underneath. You will be amazed with what you will find when you go underneath of it. I almost didn't do it, but then I would have totally regretted it if I would have missed out on that. So much fun, so make sure to check it out and just play around with it. While we tour, we like to have fun with our pictures. One of the things we noticed is that there was a center called Chase, the Chase Promenade, and my brother's name was Chase. And as you know, I lost him recently, and so we were able to pay a little tribute to him. We moved over to this amazing artwork in the park where kids were having the best time playing. Pictures were changing and being projected on these big sculptures, and then water was being streamed off of them, and it was just such a good time, and the kids were having the best time here. I'm sure it's fun all summer long. Next up, we passed the Art Institute and saw the famous lions that sit in front of it, and it was also the site of where Route 66 starts it all. We walked by the Chicago Symphony's building. It was stunning as well. And of course, had to catch a moment with the trains passing by. We paused on this bridge to just catch a glimpse of the city and take it all in for the moment. Abraham Lincoln was born and raised in Chicago, and we stopped by to see this memorial tribute to him. We also made sure to stop by Buckingham Fountain, and you can look one direction and see out towards Lake Michigan, and you can go to the flip side and see it with a look into the city. Both perspectives at multiple locations throughout the city are pretty amazing. We moved over to Lake Michigan and just sat there for a good long while, taking in all of the fresh air and just relaxing by the water for a while. It's a wonderful 360 view also. My daughter's a big fan of the Divergent books, and so we've also seen the movies, and we had to stop by and catch a glimpse of this building. We moved on to Daley Plaza, where there's a famous Picasso sculpture. In addition to this, it was a filming location from a movie that I absolutely love called The Lake House. Now we're ready to hop on our cruise. We hopped on just one of the many tour boats, and it's called an architecture tour. So you ride up and down the Chicago River, and they tell you all about the different buildings, like the Wrigley Building, and several other buildings, the history of the time period, what they were trying to reach and achieve, and several fascinating fun facts about the city along the way. The tours last about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. And in addition to that, you'll see several movie sets. You'll learn about the Great Chicago Fire and how they pulled themselves out of such a devastation. Our tour made a Y shape, so one branch of the Chicago River, another branch of the Chicago River, and then out into Lake Michigan, turned around and came back. Well worth the money spent. We made sure to stop by the Tribune Tower after going on the tour. Inside this building, or on the building I should say, are bunches of pieces of fragments of buildings and different things from all over the world. It was absolutely stunning to walk around the entire building and see pieces of the world all over this building. These pieces and fragments are on 3 of the 4 sides of the building. For dinner, I had my first ever Chicago hot dog. This one was actually a combination of Polish and hot dog. My daughter had a wrap, and my husband tried some tacos. I wanted to go all in Chicago style. Chicago has a Circle train, and for a minimal price, you can get on this train ride and basically see several of the sites in just maybe 10 minutes. So I recommend hopping on the train ride, and I time-lapsed it for you for a quick glimpse. Our last day there, we hopped a train and headed over to where all of the museums are. We only had time to do one, and we were really stuck between which one to do. My daughter was really torn about going to see the T-Rex named Sue at the field house. We stopped to take a quick look at the city in Lake Michigan, and she ended up deciding on the aquarium. So we hopped into the aquarium and spent the day there. Inside the aquarium, there are several wings, and each wing represents an area, and you'll learn about those animals from that area. The entire visit took us about 4 hours to go through, and even then, we probably could have spent some more time there. They have several shows that you can go watch throughout the day. You can pay extra for IMAX experiences as well as in-person experiences. We just opted to go see the animals and go to the free exhibits as well as the free shows. My daughter just graduated with a zoology degree, so she had the best time here. And they had interactive experiences where she could touch the animals and have conversations with the people. There were people available everywhere to answer your questions, which were fantastic. Lots of great education, lots of great opportunities, and we would definitely go back again. This trip was just my daughter, my husband, and myself. We all performed in Woodstock, a suburb of Chicago, for a show we had, and then extended our stay. My son stayed behind this trip. Want to be notified of future videos? Check out the link in the description below. Our next stop was to the Lincoln Park Zoo. This is a free zoo for everyone to attend all year round. I think that's absolutely amazing. Everybody should be able to go to these and experience these kind of things. Now, it was super hot this day, so it was hard to catch some of the animals, but nonetheless, we saw several and had a great time there. We were limited because we were trying to see so many sights, so we didn't see as much as we could have seen that day, so we would definitely go back. On the way home, we stopped by the famous Al's Italian Beef Sandwich Shop. They take their shredded beef sandwich and you either keep them dry or you have them dip it into the juice that it's cooked in. Outstanding, and the fries are amazing. Do you want 21 sensible home hacks to make you a smarter homeowner? Look for the link in the description now. And I hope this inspires you to check out some of the Chicago sites of your own. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel and my blog at chascrazycreations.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.